Hey guys, how's it going? It's Andy from Magoo Investing. Today I'm going to be talking about how I made 25% profit on Yeti stock. I'm going to go over why I bought it, why I added to my position, and what I'm going to be doing in the future. And then we're going to hop on over to the computer and I'm going to show you what I saw on the charts and my thought process there. So if you're new to this channel, Yeti is one of those stocks that I'm going to be holding probably until the day I die. I really believe in it. I only have one Yeti product in reach, but today was a crazy day. I ended up going up over 12% on the day. I was casually at work. I get the notification I was up 5%, and then I go on my lunch break and it's up 12%. So crazy. And then I come back home today, look at the charts, and there's every video that I've ever talked about. All these previous topics all pushed into this one chart. So that makes it a great teaching opportunity. So here is the 4-hour 180-day chart. And the three things I'm trying to get across from this chart is one, dollar cost averaging, two, the support and resistance that I talked about in a previous video. This is a great example of how I use those in my actual trades. And then three, when to exit a trade. So first let's talk about dollar cost averaging. So I think I first got into my first purchase was around $26 right about here. Rode it all the way to the top, was adding a couple shares every once in a while. We get towards the end of April, the market starts falling, Yeti falls with it, comes all the way down. And for someone that maybe didn't have a plan, being down 33% from its high, that's pretty startling. Maybe a reason that someone might sell. But I was pretty confident that the market would recover, and so as the stock is falling, I'm adding a couple shares every couple days. I keeps falling, I'm lowering my average price, and so now that it is recovered, I have a higher percentage gain than if I just held the entire time and waited for it to recover. So that's kind of the first thing I'm trying to explain. Second, let's go with support and resistance. So you might be wondering, how did you know that it was going to bounce right here? Because you added right after it. Well, I didn't. But you're going off of the past charts, and this was a pretty solid support area. It bounced, it hung around here for a couple weeks. And then, so when it came down here, I had my eyes peeled on this a little bit. And so I had a notification if it broke into the zone, which if we go right here, it just barely got in there, but got quickly rejected and pushed above it. So that was a good enough sign for me to start adding a little bit more aggressively. So I started adding here and all the way up. And so this was how I used support and resistance. As we can see right here, this was a previous support. And so when it fell, this now became a resistance. So actually, let's go. I want all of that in there. So here it was a support. When it came above that, stopped rising, came back down, tried to bounce past this a couple times. This was a pretty good zone. I had problems beating this. And so when it came up to here, I was really careful to see what would happen here, because there was a very good chance that it got here, got rejected, and would shoot all the way down, which almost happened. So I was on edge with that a little bit. But once it pushed through that, I saw that we'd be having a pretty smooth sailing for a little bit. And then started creating this channel. And so, as I mentioned from that support video, an upward channel or downward channel is an example of support and resistance that you can play, which is kind of the reason why I'm still going to be in this company. And so it broke out of the channel, and I waited 24 hours to make this video just to kind of see what would happen the next day. I expected it to pull back, go back into this channel, maybe even fall through the channel. Today, opened, fell, got rejected from this previous channel and pushed above that. It is now at a new all-time high. Great sign. Increased volume, as you can see from over here. So things are looking good for the future. So that's why I'm going to be holding this for the upcoming weeks. And the final thing I'm going to talk about is if this was a shorter term trade, this is when I would have exited. The reason, one of the reasons that I talked about for why you should sell a stock is if it rises too fast or it gets too high. Both of these apply to the stock. We can see that it got to a new high, which if you get to a new high, there's no more information that you can get from previous charts really. So that would have been a good time to sell your stocks. But, or in addition, a 12% day is a crazy move. And so that would be rising too fast. Usually after things rise 12% in a day, the next day it's red for a little bit. So that would have been a good time to get out. For some reason, did not happen today. Opened red for a little bit, pushed back up. Things were fine. So overall, this trade was pretty much textbook for what you're looking for. It was a stock that I believed in. I held it on the way up. It fell during the month that the market fell. And on the way down, I kept adding my position. I saw the support and resistance, added even harder there. I was on vacation, I'm chilling in beautiful Australia. Get the notification it's down 5%. What do? Do I sell? No, I added my position and now it's reached a resistance. If this was a company that I was going to be I was only going to be swing trading for the short term, I would have sold right here. But I'm going to be holding through earnings, and I think it's a great long-term hold. So I'm going to be looking for a pullback tomorrow, which I guess will be after this video is uploaded, and then look to add to my position then.